Welcome to another episode of 5 p.m. in Philly. In this world of make-believe that is Instagram and social media, women every night eat out at fine dining restaurants while wearing Louboutins, carrying a Birkin, and drinking cocktails. Of course, this is all between trips to the islands where they're lying in the sun, tanning, right before another night out on the town for more cocktails. And of course, that's what people do. And that's after shopping for new handbags, dresses, heels, same for the men, cigars in hand, behind the wheel is something expensive, courtside seats at the game, bottle service at the club, surrounded by women. Everybody just has life by the balls, right? Not an hour work mixed in because, like, who works, right? No calls to make, meetings to attend, paperwork to do. Of course, nobody's cooking at home, doing laundry, cleaning the house, grocery shopping, just no regular ish whatsoever, right? Everybody's just living the dream. All the while, bills piling up, work to be done, kids to feed, mortgages and rent to be paid. Of course, the illusion is always way more appealing than the reality. And somehow, just beneath all this flexing lies what? Discontent and loneliness and despair, all trapped in this new closet where everyone's hiding their real lives. Meanwhile, back in the real world, we're currently in a phase where so many people are dealing with issues ranging from addiction to abuse, struggling with finances, from just trying to pay bills and affording regular groceries to finding employment, relationship problems, parenting issues, illnesses, everything from obesity and heart disease to diabetes. Folks all over having like a really hard time right now. And this made me think of an appearance I just did a few days ago on WURD radio here in Philly. And my buddy Karen Taylor Bass, who's the host, she asked me about my philosophy for life. And my response was that I always try to give out the same energy that I want to get back. I mean, it's a simple premise, but I'm nice to everyone. I treat people with respect. I'm always smiling. Everybody knows me, knows I'm always smiling. And in a nutshell, I pretty much try to choose grace. Choose grace. And later I thought about that and I wonder, is that the problem folks are having in general? Is this the real issue in America? There's a scripture from the Bible, specifically Philippians 4:8. And it says, finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, pure, lovely, and of good report. If there be any virtue and there be any praise, think on these things. Those things which ye have both learned, received, heard, and seen in me do, and the God of peace shall be with you. And that's kind of crazy when you think about it, because I thought to myself, like, how often in our day-to-day lives are these the kind of things that we think about or focus on? And what does that mean? Like, what does that translate into? I mean, as a consumer of all kinds of media myself, from television to YouTube, all kinds of video clips and all that nonsense that we all look at, how much of what we listen to and consume is actually true and honest and pure? And how much is just trash? Just so much negativity in all forms for our entertainment pleasure. I mean, at a time when folks need what? They need encouragement, they need enlightenment, instruction, guidance, some actual positive, useful information is probably the last thing that people are getting. The music is filled with themes like sex, drugs, violence. TV and movies focus on crime, the usual stereotypes, murder and mayhem, chaos. Social media algorithms all designed to feed ego and fuel the twins that are jealousy and envy, and ridicule and contempt are disguised as the comment section, rewarding the meanest and nastiest comments for the most likes. Negativity has become so typical, so normal, that positivity is now the exception and not the rule. Depravity is literally being programmed and pushed down our throats from all directions. Like, I'm personally 57 and I can't ever remember a time where low lives, like actual low living, was celebrated in the manner that it is today. Just say whatever you want, regardless of who you damage, wear whatever you want, regardless of how inappropriate, take whatever you want without any regard for who you hurt. I mean, these really are sick and dangerous times. Like, I mean, what we're seeing is the result of all these behaviors in our daily lives. And then everyone's sitting around with, a theory like, oh, I wonder why are things like that? Or, everything's going to hell in a handbasket. So I'm thinking, with so much information out there readily available, whatever your issue is, maybe fall back from some of the current forms of entertainment. things we all do to pass the time, and research and consume some information to help with whatever might be giving you a hard time. I mean, if you're struggling with diet and weight issues, why not research fasting or juicing or the benefits of more fruits and vegetables, more whole and less processed foods? If your relationships are, problematic, maybe do some self-reflection on what it is that you want in a partner and what are some of the areas of your own that might need work that, cause conflict in some of your past relationships. God forbid it's you, right? If it's finances, maybe sit down and itemize some of your spending for the last month or two and see if there are areas where you can reduce spending, cut some of your costs, actually tighten the budget. Everybody's talking about, oh, 6 figures. Trust me, you can make 6 figures and you still got to deal with that budget. The problem is most positive and useful information is, what you have to actually purposely seek out. Negativity is offered on the plate everywhere. I mean, think about it. When you pray, prayer requires that you stop what you're doing. Maybe you bow your head, close your eyes, you focus. It's a moment where you mentally, separate yourself from what's going on in the world. And I guess we all need a little more separation. Culture in general has moved more and more towards leisure and entertainment and further from work and discipline. And unfortunately, most gains require the latter and not the former. I mean, for a lot of people, that's really become a tough ask. So I guess it begs the question, like, where are you? Like, what are you in need of? What issues are you personally struggling with? And what, will you and what can you do about it? I mean, if this is a moment of reflection, what choice will you make? Say in the next free hour or two that you have, instead of doom scrolling on the phone like we all do, maybe Google solutions to some of your most pressing issues. Find a YouTube video on something you want to learn or something you've been trying to figure out. Read something positive, call someone and encourage them. But by all means, please just turn off the IG or TikTok or the latest series on Netflix. I mean, the word made it pretty obvious. Try thinking on the kind of things that would lead the God of peace to be with you. I'm just saying, this is Whitney. Peace.